Okay, so Peter wants to lay his floor with square carpet tiles. The rectangular shaped floor measures 160 cm by 90 cm. Find the largest possible length of the side of each carpet tile. Okay, so when we see this in exams, how do we know what concept is involved here? All right, so I'm just going to do a simple drawing to illustrate to you what's happening. So the whole floor, all right, so if you wish to draw it out, please go ahead. So the whole floor is a rectangular shape as stated by the question. Okay, my rectangle is not very nice, but you get the gist of it. Now, and the whole floor, they say is 160 by 90 cm. So 160 cm is, of course, the longer side. 90 cm is the shorter side. Now, what he want to do is he want to lay the floor with square tiles. Okay, so to lay with square tiles means I have something like that. Okay, I'll start from the corner. So square, square, square. Okay, and this will go on lengthwise. And it's going to be the same breadth-wise, okay? Many squares, and on and on and on. All right. And what I know is that these square tiles, because they are square shape, that means this side equals to this side. Correct? The length and the breadth of a square is going to be the same. But I do not know at this point what is the length, nor do I know the breadth. All right. But I do know something for sure is that when I lay square tiles across the length, this 160 must be able to divide by this length to get the number of tiles over here. And it goes the same for the 90 cm. So 90 cm, I must be able to divide by the same number, the same centimeters over here to get the number of tiles downwards. Okay, so if let's say I say this is the question mark, that means 160 must be able to be divisible by the question mark. Same for the 90 cm must be able to be divisible by the same question mark over here. That means without any remainder. Okay, so that's your largest possible length of the side of the carpet tile that you're looking for. So what I just mentioned is that these two question marks must be able to divide by 160 and it must be able to divide by the 90 cm at the same time, which means that this is your factors of 160 and factors of 90. So that means the question mark must be a common factor between 160 as well as 90. Okay, so the question mark is a common factor of these two. All right, so that means we are going to list out our factors of 160 and list out our factors of 90 and then decide what is the common factor between 160 and 90. And not only we want common factors, in fact, we want the largest common factor and we call that highest common factor. All right, so because I need to know what's the biggest possible length of the square tile. All right, so let's start to list out our factors of 160. That will be the lengthwise. So when you list out your factors, always start with 1. Okay, so 1 times 160 give you 160. Then you go down in increasing order. After 1 is 2. 2, can or cannot? So can. 2, okay, because 160 can divide by 2. So 2 and 80. 3 cannot, right? So 1, 2, 3 cannot. So 3 don't list here. 4 can. Okay, so 4 and 40. 5 also can. All numbers ending with 0 can divide by 5. So 5 and 32. This one you might need to do long division to figure out is 32. Okay. 6 cannot. 7 cannot also. 8 can. Okay, so 8 can divide by 160. So 8 and 20. 9 cannot. Okay, 9 cannot. It's not in the cannot divide by 160. Then 10 can because this ends with 0. So I know for sure 10 is possible. So 10 and 16. 11 cannot, 12 cannot, 13 also cannot, 14 cannot, 15 cannot, 16 cannot. So 16 can. Okay, but 16 is already here. So if 16 is already shown there, I know can, right? That means that's all. You don't have to go on anymore to 17, 18, blah, blah, blah. Don't need. Okay, so that's how you know it finishes. Can stop that. So now we go on to do the same for 90. So factors of 90. So start with 1 and 90. 2 also possible, right? 2 and 45. 3 also can, 3 and 30. 4 cannot, so 5 can, okay, because ends with 0, so can divide by 5. 6 also can, okay, so 6 and 15. 7 cannot. 8 also cannot. 9 definitely can. 9 and 10. 10 is already here. So that's all. You know it ends already. Okay, so don't need to go on to think anymore. All right. So now, like I said, we want to find the largest possible factor, okay? Because the question mark is our largest common factor between these two. So largest common factor, I hope you can observe, is actually your 10. Okay, so what does this 10 mean? When you circle 10 really, so what? What does this 10 represent? So 10 represents your amount of cm for the side of the square tile. That means now I know that this will be 10 cm. This side also 10 cm. Okay. And that's it. Okay, so find the largest possible length of the side of each carpet tile. 10 cm is your answer for part A. Okay, now let's understand what the number beside 10 represents. So you have 16 here, you have 9 here, right? Okay, so 10, okay, like I said, 10 is 10 cm. So 16 means 16 tiles of 10 cm each. 16 tiles, if you don't believe why 16 tiles, you can take 160 cm divided by 10 cm. And then you realize that the answer will give you 16. That means 16 number of tiles along the length. So actually 160 divided by 10, there you go. You already have 16 there. Okay, so this is how we interpret what the 16 represent. And this 9 here means 9 tiles along the breadth. 9 tiles of 10 cm each, because 90 cm divided by 10 will give you 9 tiles along the breadth, which is this. All right, so this is how we interpret this answer. So once we have that part A, just now actually part A, I already said it's actually your 10 cm per side of the square tile. Part B, find the number of tiles that are needed to cover the floor. Okay, so what we understand now is that there are 16 tiles along the lengthwise. Okay, 16 tiles along the length. And breadth-wise, I know it's 9 tiles, correct? So there are 9 tiles along the breadth. Okay, I'm just going to write that down quickly. So there are 9 tiles along the breadth. Oops, okay, so this is tiles. So how do I find the total number of tiles needed to cover the floor? Okay, please do not do 16 plus 9. That's wrong, because you're covering 9 rows, each like that is 16, 16, 16, 16. There are 9 times of that 16. Can tell? 9 tiles along breadth means 9 rows of 16. So 9 rows of 16, what you just need to do is you just need to multiply. It's basically using the area. 16 times 9, length times breadth. Okay, let me just erase. So area in this case is just length times the breadth-wise. Length, there are 16 tiles. Breadth, there are 9 tiles. So altogether, you need 144 tiles.